Welcome to the story world. You can learn effective facts about life by subscribing the channel and turn on the notification bell for our next video. Let's start the video. In a bustling city, Aria was a young entrepreneur who poured her heart and soul into opening her dream café. The cozy little shop quickly became popular, filled with the aroma of fresh coffee and the warmth of happy customers. But just as her dreams were taking flight, an unexpected crisis forced her to close her doors, leaving her future uncertain. Facing financial struggles and overwhelming doubt, Aria was ready to give up until an encounter with a wise stranger showed her a path through the darkness. Finding light in darkness, a story of perseverance. In a bustling city, there lived a young woman named Aria who seemed to have everything going for her. She was ambitious, hardworking, and dreamed of becoming an entrepreneur. After years of saving up, Aria finally opened her own small cafe in the heart of the city. It was a cozy little place, with warm lights, comfortable seating, and the aroma of freshly brewed coffee that wafted through the air. The cafe quickly became popular, attracting a steady stream of customers. Aria felt like she was on top of the world. Her dream was turning into a reality. But just as things were going well, an unexpected storm arrived. One day, news spread across the city of a new, highly contagious virus. Within weeks, the city implemented strict lockdowns, and businesses were ordered to close. Aria had no choice but to shut down her cafe. What she thought would be a temporary closure stretched into months. Her savings dwindled as she struggled to pay rent, utilities, and other expenses. The future of her cafe, which had once been so bright, now looked bleak. Every morning, Aria would wake up hoping for some good news, but instead it seemed like the world was getting darker. Fear and uncertainty surrounded her, making it harder to stay motivated. She felt like a failure, as if everything she had worked so hard for was slipping through her fingers. One evening, feeling completely defeated, Aria decided to take a walk to clear her mind. As she strolled down the empty streets, she noticed a small park with a bench under an old oak tree. She sat down, burying her face in her hands. She was lost in thought, wondering if all her efforts had been for nothing. Then, a voice interrupted her thoughts. "You seem troubled, my dear." Aria looked up to see an elderly man sitting on the bench beside her. His eyes were gentle, with a kindness that put her at ease. She hadn't noticed him before, and somehow his presence felt comforting. "Yes," she admitted, "I'm just feeling lost. I opened my cafe not long ago, but now it's closed because of the lockdown. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to reopen. It feels like all my hard work was for nothing." The man listened patiently, nodding as she spoke. After a moment, he said, "I understand. I was a business owner once, too." Aria looked at him, surprised. "You were?" He nodded. "Yes, I owned a small bookstore for many years, but it wasn't always easy. There was a time when I nearly lost everything." He paused, and then with a faint smile continued, "Do you know how I got through it?" Aria shook her head, curious. "I reminded myself that no storm lasts forever. Even the darkest night ends when the sun rises. I learned to focus on what I could control, rather than what I couldn't. When I was at my lowest, I discovered strength I didn't know I had." Aria listened, absorbing his words. She felt something shift inside her, a flicker of hope that had been buried under layers of doubt. The old man continued, "Remember, you are not alone. Many people around the world are struggling just like you. But if you can find a way to hold on to hope, even in the darkest times, you'll come out stronger." They talked for a while longer, sharing stories and experiences. When Aria finally said goodbye, she felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted. The man's words stayed with her, and as she walked back home, she decided that she wasn't going to give up. Over the next few days, Aria began brainstorming ways to keep her cafe alive, even if it couldn't operate as before. She decided to pivot her business, starting a delivery service for her coffee and baked goods. She created an online presence, sharing her story and connecting with customers through social media. To her surprise, the response was overwhelmingly positive. People wanted to support local businesses, and they appreciated her resilience. As months passed, Aria's cafe adapted to the new normal. She faced many challenges, But each time she stumbled, she reminded herself of the old man's words, "No storm lasts forever." Slowly, her cafe began to grow again. Her loyal customers returned, and new ones discovered her story online. One day, Aria went back to the park, hoping to see the elderly man and thank him for his advice. She sat on the bench where they had spoken, but he was nowhere to be found. She asked a passerby if they had seen him, but no one seemed to know who she was talking about. Reflecting on their conversation, Aria realized that she might never see him again, but his wisdom would stay with her forever. She had learned that, no matter how difficult life became, she had the strength to keep going. And just as the man had said, the storm had eventually passed, leaving her stronger than before. Aria's cafe became more than just a place to grab a coffee. It was a symbol of resilience, a reminder to everyone who visited that even in the darkest times, there was light to be found. Through her journey, Aria learned that life isn't just about avoiding storms. It's about learning to dance in the rain. And with this newfound strength, she knew she could face anything that came her way. As she looked back on her journey, she felt a deep sense of gratitude for the challenges, for the kindness of a stranger, and for the inner strength she had discovered along the way. Thanks for watching the video. If you like this video, subscribe our channel and turn on with us for more exciting videos.